All right, today we were going to be doing a little bit of road mapping and a few other little things. I think on the roadmap side of things, getting projects laid out a little bit better to have just a bit more organization, so people know kind of, hey, this is what we're looking or goals that we're going to be looking at for each project. Specifically, try to bundle all my projects into three, going from WinUtil, LinUtil, and MacUtil, and saying, okay, if it's a Mac project, I try and put it in the MacUtil. If it's a Windows project, I try to put it in Windows Util, and then so on and so forth. And that's kind of what I thought. And then also testing new features last night, I did a commit to LinUtil. We had problems running Omarchy and external scripts from within LinUtil without getting, I think, the carriage return was getting gobbled up and not passed through to the actual terminal. So gotta figure that out. In the same vein, in MacUtil, the terminal is also not working. So passing through terminal and having an open terminal can be a bit of a problem sometimes, but we're figuring it out. Morning, Dan. How you doing? Yes. Oh man, I tell you, what a day. What a day. Should be fun. But yes, on the coding side of things, do you really need a roadmap? Probably not. I mean, we haven't had one for 5 years, so I would say no. You don't need a roadmap. Could be helpful. I think is the big thing there, Phoenix. But how often will I actually follow it? Maybe not. Although, I think it was Rux sent me something. What was it? Let's see. Was Rux on here? Let's go direct messages. Rux. Yeah. Yeah, Rux sent me this for that, and we could probably do something like WeCan, open source Kanban. I thought this looked kind of cool. So we could probably set up something along these lines. Kind of would want that, so then I can just plug up, and then we can have stretch goals, and then different things that I can work on. But I don't know. I mean, we do have that already in GitHub with Octobox. There's just the projects have gotten so damn big that it's there's no there's no lack of ideas here. There's no lack of work to be done. So I think it's just compartmentalization and prioritization is the big things we gain by doing something like that. Yeah. I feel like project roadmaps are just advertising, not actually useful. Yeah, so the big thing here is, I understand most programmers, which, Phoenix, you seem very much like a straight up just programmer. I think most programmers kind of get lost in the sauce a lot. And it's important to understand prioritization and say, hey, what is the most pressing issue right now? You got all these 10 things to choose from, but don't get lost working on something small when there's a bigger pressing issue. And that's my big fear, is to miss the bigger pressing issue. That's why. That's why you do, not necessarily a roadmap, but that's why you prioritize issues. That's why you do it. It's when you have bigger projects, it turns into a battlefield / triage situation. What is the biggest problem here? Let's address that. And it's that prioritization you can't see while you're in it. You have to kind of take a step back and go, this is the problem. This is the big thing that's pushing forward. To-do.text. I mean, that's one way of doing it. Oh, yeah. I did my own custom keybinds with Omarkey Titus that just kind of overrides the defaults. Doesn't override the defaults, it just adds the other one that takes priority over what Omarkey did. Not sure what he's on about. Well, Joni, you must be new here, because that's usually how I work. Maybe go over all your repos you're working on and add priority tags. High, moderate, low.
The dude abides.
That's a good idea. Charlie, thanks for the tier 1, man. Oh, year. Whole year. That's crazy. All right, so let's get into it. I think we've got a good idea. I think we just jump right in. Let's go. I tried to do new buttons to switch categories. Look at me, pro streamer. And then I think I added a couple like uptime commands and other little things. Actually, but I wanted to self-host everything. I didn't want to use an online repo, so yeah. Feeling beat up today. Work stealing all my energy. Another 18,000 steps. Well, all right. Way to keep moving, Joan. I like it. Good. Mark issues as good for new contributors. Could be a way to encourage people to hop in and help. Well, Damien, we don't really have a lack of contributors. If anything, sometimes I have too many contributors. So, yeah. I mean, that's a good problem to have. Don't. I'm not complaining, but yeah, there are times where I'm just like, yeah, it's just too much, and I have to like pick out, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, new guy that contributed, but I don't have time to review the code for that PR, so I'm gonna just close it and we're gonna move on. Sometimes that happens because you have to kind of move forward, and there's bodies along the way. So that does happen. All right, so let's go into development here. You want to get a project to a state where you don't need to do any maintenance. Yeah, I mean, Linutil actually got to a really good spot, believe it or not. So let's do a git pull. So I noticed some things last night going through the Rust code, and I'm not really great with Rust, but I did notice this with the float.
Yeah, well.
Thanks for the sub.
The dude abides.
There was something interesting. Now, if you ever do any vibe coding, or let's say you have a lot of contributors and you're the project manager, these are very, very important things. Let's go Linutil. I'm going to show you these commits I did last night. So the big thing I like to do when I'm going through these commits, I'm going to just take this last commit, is go through and remove duplicative code or code that doesn't serve a purpose. And for me, I was going through the float content last night, Rust file, and I was looking at it and I was like, hey, enter, P, D, G, Q, and escape, we're all getting kind of captured here. And as I saw it in the actual running command Rust file,
the dude abides.
We literally were doing the exact same thing. So I was like, I'm pretty sure I can get completely rid of all these extra commands because they should be handled by that one state. So when I go through, I want to remove code and then go forward. So that's the big thing when I'm working on something maybe I'm not great at as far as a programming standpoint. A lot of times I just look for code that I feel like is unneeded or we could streamline, meaning more lines get removed than added. And that is just really important to me because I feel like not necessarily, not to a point where it obfuscates like some stupid code golf thing, but this was an example of this exact same thing was done in running command. Dan, thanks for the resub. Only 5 minutes. I thought you were here longer, Dan. All right, let's go running command. So in running command, when I was going through and I was looking at the code, and just analyzing it, I saw the handle key event. You have like the control C, you have the enter, you have the page up, page down, and L commands. But I was like, I don't think the float should handle it. Everything should be handled within running, the running command file. So that's when I was like, I think I can just remove this. And I removed it, and it seems like everything still works great. And I wanted to try today, before we get going. Oh, let's launch into some... launch into Vert Manager, right? And I kind of wanted to try out omarchy install one last time and see if our enter command goes through now. But to do that, we do need to make a release. Which means... let's go cargo toml. Let's do 2. And oh man, I shouldn't have closed that. Oh well. Cargo core. I don't think core needed it. Maybe I think it was this one. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Let's just replace that with the 2. All right, cool. And now we're gonna update version, and then we're gonna go cargo publish. Ooh, cargo build. Let's make sure it builds. Oh, nice. Fuzzy finding alternative. You know, I'm starting to warm up, man. I'm starting to warm up to my NeoVim config. I think it just takes a little bit. By a little bit, I mean like 3 or 4 years. It probably would be a lot quicker if I actually stayed in it, but yeah, no. Yeah, no. Oh, did we update the TUI? Yeah, we did. Right? I'm pretty sure we did. Screw it. It's too late. Let's go. Let's publish the new linutil core. And now let's cargo publish the linutil TUI. Wow, man, look at that. Hey, we're at level 2 hype train. I don't think we've ever gotten there. Thanks for the bits, Tom. It's a new one. It's a new one. New day. So we got TUI core, that. Now we just do a build on our actions. And we're going to go linutil release. Run it. We probably need to fix the preview as well. Ah, well. We'll do that later. I don't feel like messing with it right now.
Yeah, well.
Oh, level 4's around. All right. Igor, thanks for the sub. Oh, new sub, Igor. All right. Much appreciated, sir. I will say, doing the streams has made me much more productive. I know I've said that in the past, but I gotta say it again. For a while there, I was like, man, I just can't make any videos on YouTube, and I can't get my projects done. It would just be so much easier if I didn't stream it, and then I could just focus down. And then I was like, actually, no, that's not at all how that works. I am pretty much brain dead in the morning, and the only thing I can do is yap. And I was just annoying my wife, I think, so. It's best this is what I do. This is the best thing I can do. Uh, oh, man. My issue with Linutil is what I understand, it's supposed to be nice looking. SH file picker. Oh, yeah, kinda. So Phoenix, it kind of does a bundled together process wrapper for a bunch of bash scripts for the most part. The idea behind it, though, and honestly, I mean, shoot, you say so much about so many different projects that they're just essentially bash wrappers, but some things you just don't want completely in bash. And I feel like, at the time I thought this was kind of dumb when we made it. But now we're going on almost a year of Linutil, and I see what has been made, and I'm like, this is pretty damn cool. This is like way better than if we just did this in bash. Like, yeah, you can do gum and other crap, but no, this is better. No, it couldn't be 50 lines of shell. It would look like ass. There's a thing about Linux, people. There's function. But honestly, if people don't like how it looks and feels, more important how it feels and looks, then it doesn't matter what you make. No one's going to use it. This is just the facts of life. This is what most programmers or left-brain people don't understand. It took me a while to understand it. That's why I say it. And the fact is, if your program doesn't look good and doesn't feel good, no one's going to use it. Doesn't matter how earth-changing it is and what it does. No one's going to use your shit if it's just a plain bash script. It's got to look and feel good. It's got to launch and just have some flair to it. If it doesn't, it's pointless. Happy birthday, Tech Zero. All right, we are good to go. We should have our new release. Let's go to releases. All right. Well, did we not have the new release? There it is. There it is. All right. Oh my clean float.rs to remove key capture when script inception happens. Script inception is essentially when a script launches a script. The parent script sometimes can be triggered as finished when it's still has like a child script that gets run. So that was essentially what I removed and got going. So all right, so let's go here. We're gonna go update release. Oh, you know what? Copy and releases. Edit this one. Paste it here. Let's update that. And then we're going to go back to the older update. We're going to delete it. Sorry, we're doing a little bit of housekeeping here, keeping the project looking all right. God, I still hate myself for doing the the releases this way. So terrible. awful. I should have been shot for that. That's okay. That's okay. Live and learn. Live and learn. Here we go. All right, now we have our pre-release. We should be able to go from the other one. Rigged Reality. What you got? Zockware. PowerShot app to tweak. Windows. Oh. Huh. Wonder what your edge remove looks like. I like the edge review script for the most part. Yeah, I really like the edge remove script. That's cool, man. All right, let's finish this. All right, let's go over here. We're gonna open up our Arch instance. We're gonna make this look good. All right, curl. And we're gonna go Linux dev, the new branch. And then bam. So we're at 8.12, perfect Linux toolbox. Let's go system setup. Now, I want to see if we get caught at the waiting for the user. Did all my work last night translate to anything? We're about to find out. Is it just a waste of time, all that going over Rust code? Or did I actually do something? This is the question. Oh, please tell me it's not going to download. I remember one time when we were doing Omarchy, it was end up doing the Python terminal text effects. I don't know if it's an AUR mirror issue or what, but sometimes it just takes forever to clone. Everything could be less lines of code and do the same thing, Phoenix. The thing you need to worry about is how efficient it is. How does it feel to the end user? Does it take a long time to launch? These are the things that I matter about. I like the way it looks. I like the speed of it. It's considerably faster than just using pure bash. And that's what matters to me. Now, we're about to test to see how well the script inception is the problem I was running into is when scripts are launched within scripts. Sometimes if the launched child script has user interaction, sometimes it wouldn't be able to pass the keystrokes. And I want to make sure we actually got that fixed. Yeah, stupid text effects again, man. It always gets us.
To do the vibes.
Gaming. Thanks for the sub. 20 months, man. 20 months. All right. Whew. All right. Come on, man. Don't tell me it died on me. Don't you die on me. Don't you quit me. I guess we could control C it and try it again. All right, let's try an update. All right, we're just gonna do an update. Try it again. All right, here we go. Could be a GitHub issue too. Alright, come on, baby. Work for me. Running the command. I'm not liking how this feels. What's happening? It's bombing out on me. Important actions just kind of tell you the scripts. I'm not so certain that's very descriptive enough, or I'm not sure people. It's not, I don't think, very intuitive. It's supposed to be like a really easy legend, but after reading it, I think I'm going to take it out. It's like, I think a lot of people don't realize, because it should tell you, hey, yeah, if it's a PI, it's package install, and if it's system modification and different other things. Son of a biscuit. Terminal text effects down, dude. Oh, gosh. Darn it. Alright. What was it? Python terminal text effects? Was that it? What was the stupid package? Yeah, that was it. So what's going on here? God, this is such a bad dependency. Sometimes it just goes right through and I don't have a problem. Here we go. All right, here we go. I wonder why it was bombing out on me. All right, let's try it again. One more time with the feeling. I don't know why that one package has such problems. Maybe it's the prompts? I don't think so. I mean, maybe. It does feel like as soon as it hits the terminal text effects, it just kind of dies on me a lot of times. Or it just, I've had one time where it cloned really, really slow. So, I don't know. Let's see. It seems like once it gets to this point, it's everything's fine. Same problem. That's funny. All right. Well, anyways. Well, the good news is those lines of code I don't think really mattered. The bad news is removing them didn't fix the problem. Such is life. Such is life. Yeah. Is Omarchy good if you don't code? Yeah, I think so. From a Hyperland perspective, it's a pretty easy, minimal setup. But there's just certain things that I prefer. So I'm trying to kind of modify it to be more generalized. That's okay. It's not 100% yet. I still need to work on it some more. Have you ever asked the dev for package build so you can host your own repo? No, I never have. Give the code to Jippity, describe the problem, tell him to fix it. We could try that. I just don't feel like it right now. Yeah, virtual machines don't work very well with Hyperland in general, very bad. So that's the main issue I see with a lot of that. Now, as far as GTK applications crashing in there, You probably need to do like guest utils and other things. Depending, if you're using like QEMU, it sounds like you probably just don't have proper driver support to do like 3D accelerated applications. So that's why it's crashing. That's nothing to do with Omarchy. It's just Hyperland in a virtual machine is not a great experience. Yeah, I've seen mixed results on GPT-5. Yeah, I think i3's fine. You know, i3 has sensible defaults. It's super easy to configure. It's probably the most popular window manager out. But it does use Xorg, and it's pretty basic. But if it gets the job done, it's okay. It's just not flashy. People like the flash. Just have trauma from dependencies, dude. I think every Linux user has trauma from dependencies, Phoenix. Yeah, doing basic gets boring. That's the problem I have with just a really basic setup. And Lord knows, I hate being bored. Alright, cool. I did want to set this up, and let's start bullet pointing this. We can open source Kanban. I kind of want to see what this looks like. I think this is just gonna use Docker probably. You can install it with snapd. Ooh, you know what? I think my bin folder has Ubuntu on it. I probably could just do that. Let's go SSH bin. Ah, yeah, I do. Gravy. So let's go snapd. Snap. Sudo apt install snapd. Feel like I'm stepping in it right now, but that should be fine. Isn't Node.js 14 end of life? Yeah, I think so. Isn't it Node 20 now? I could be wrong. What is the last update I did? I don't even need to do sudo. I'm running as root. Okay, this is Ubuntu Jammy. Jammy Jellyfish. Actually, this is actually not too bad. What was upgrades? Sure. We've got like a net stat. Oh man. What's God bless, I can't remember. Check used ports on Ubuntu server. I thought it was just netstat. I could be wrong. SS. Has anybody ever used SS? It's modern. I've always used netstat tolmp. Is SS on here? So let's clear that. Oh, SS is there. Okay. Cool. So we can see right now we are using port 80 and port 8080. Okay. Well, gravy. Let's just snap install. We can, and we'll grab latest. Oh, jeez. I hate it when websites don't have a copy button. Oh well. If SS is a modern Rust alternative, I'll be so angry. Tell me SS is written in Rust so we can piss off Phoenix. That'd be great. Spicy, I'm doing good. Cannot mount squash FS image using squash hash. Mount failed. Operation not permitted. We are root. Yeah, okay, whatever. Let's just reboot. Why can't X look beautiful like Hyperland can? It can. There's not much difference between Xorg and Wayland, depending on the system. Xorg typically doesn't do a great job with multi-monitor support. It also doesn't do a great job with scaling of multiple different, like, higher resolutions, like 2K and up. So 1440p and then upwards with multi-monitors. Typically you get tearing and other issues because Xorg's just older, where Wayland supports those types of things a little bit better. I kind of struggle. I'm on an older monitor, obviously, and 1080p, so Xorg works better for me. It's easier, it's less dependencies, it's just better. But to each his own, you know? Alright. Let's try that snap install, right? Huh. Cannot mount Squash FS image using Squash FS. What? Maybe I did something wrong when I installed Snapd. I feel like I didn't enable a service or something. Huh. Yeah. I don't know. Let's jippity it. Nothing. Okay. Oops. Oh, crap. Ah. Squash FS not found? pretty sure that's part of the system, is it not? Huh. Well, that's a weird error. Oh man, you know, I never got into Qtile Pro. I tried Qtile a couple times, it just never really clicked for me. Oh, let's load this, I guess. Huh. Yeah, we don't have access to the host. Yeah, we're on a VPS here. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, no Snapd for us. All right, well, so be it. It's fine. That's kind of funny. That's what I get for trying it. What do we have? Let's get weekend. Let's go install. We're gonna go Docker, Windows, Linux, that. We're gonna go Docker Compose, Docker Hub. All right. So let's go new. We can. What do we got? Configure optimal settings, blah, blah, blah. Start Docker Compose. Actually, I think if we look, oh no. Pipe that to an SH. Oh, well, that's a problem. So me removing that from the Linux, the root warning I can't quit out of now. Oh, that's funny. Okay, yeah, I can see why that was added. Ah, that's why we test. That's why it's on the dev branch. Weekend bin is in the AUR. That's funny. All right. All right, back to just regular Linux. All right, great. Let's go to applications. And what we're gonna do here, Docker. Let's try it out. Gonna go Docker Compose. You know what? Let's install both. Can Linutil set up an Arch install for laptop usage with power management and all? Yeah, so Linutil is really meant for like the Arch Linux setup. It's meant for like a base server setup, and then you add what you need. It's not really meant to be like an all-in-one Arch install, or any Arch install for that matter. It's like kind of like a pick and choose what you want kind of deal. All right, so we got Docker on there now. Let's grab our compose and wget. Anybody notice that that file we loaded from? Get the raw file. Come on now. I'm pulling a Linus. All right. Man. Let's just yeah. Let's download that. All right, great. No. No. Stop. Cancel. Back. Mistakes were made. Alright, let's just push it to its own. It's like, all I need is the raw address, please. It's like using such a small window, I couldn't even get it. Okay. Let's go here. We don't have an old one. We're good. Good. It's using MongoDB. Interesting. Container name. Ports. Outside port, inside port, 8080. Really? Let's go 8,000. That shouldn't be used. Inside port is 8080. That's fine. Path data. What else we got? Root URL. Let's go bin.christitus.com. So I want everyone to be able to see it. Oh, whack it time. I gotta fix that. Whatever. Mail URL. Email settings are only from mail to and from. Do I need mail? I really don't want mail. Yeah, let's just not. Say we did. We got optional search with API, sure. I don't think there's really too much here. LDAP, no thanks. Not putting this on an Active Directory domain. Although I thought about setting up an Active Directory domain just to cause myself pain and suffering. And then I was like, that would be kind of silly, Chris. Why would you do that to yourself? And I was like, well, Maybe. Wouldn't be too bad. Alright, let's see. So comment that out. Yeah. Download, comment that. Set the root URL. Writable path is something we should also look at. Probably do demonized. And then look at that. You know, I'm just gonna copy that. Feel that's better than all of this. This is just so many comments. I'm just like, ugh. Don't want to do it. Is it exposed? Oh, damn, yeah. You see, it always like forgets things and just like omits a lot of things. It's like, oh God, why do you suck so bad? Like this just gives all the options we can do, which all this LDAP crap. I feel like what we should do here. All right, let's oh, we are getting a Node.js update here. This is the remote VPS. This is my main box. What if we do substitute star dot star, right, with nothing, but I want to remove the line. What is the command to remove a carriage return from there? So if we go that, then we just have a whole bunch of blank lines. But if we just go percent this and star, no. Let's undo that again. What is line removal in remove empty line neovim substitute? Yeah, but I can't remember the command when you're doing it through the structure. Oh, okay. So you do like a dot star substitute, and then what you do is the carriage return. So it wants to kill that. Okay, I got you. Okay, so we're very close. So we'll do a substitute, boom, and we go star for the something commented out. We're gonna clean up this whole thing with that, but we're gonna go backslash / new line. No. What was this? What was the new line? I think it's just backslash in. Yeah, I think it's just backslash in. Then it deletes the whole line. Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Boom. So then this cleans this. Well, Maybe that was just a... No, it screwed it all up. Dang it. That's not it. Do the lines with the asterisk, and then just empty lines. So yeah, so the idea was to do colon, the whole file for substitute, then select anything, any line that starts with the comment, but maybe we do a caret comment. So at the very beginning of the line, if it starts with a quote, then do that, then do the new line. Oh, okay, yeah. See, that's much better. What I was doing without the caret, that's what was messing the entire thing up. So now it looks sensible. Except all this LDAP crap. So what if, all right, so let's do, we're working on substitutes today. All right, substitute, boom. And we're gonna go dot star, dot, and then another dot star, boom. Then new line, then substitute, nothing, bam. Now we should have a succinct, properly formatted Docker compose without all the bloat and nonsense. So now we can just look at it plain as day and go, okay, what do we have here? That's fine. Mail, let's get rid of that. With API equals true, that's fine, I guess. And now we have a very succinct file. Now, another thing, oh my god, this whack at time's gonna kill me. 1 second, let's go. Oh my gosh. 1 second. I'm just gonna put this API key in real fast, just so it stops pestering me. Where are you, API key? Yes. All right, great. So now we have all of this. Oh, calling the hash sign asterisk confused me. Yeah, sorry, I should have said hash. That came out wrong. Anything else here that I want to change? Probably the data directory, I think, is the next thing. Like the weekend files, having it just as data, it's not very descriptive. So let's change that. Let's go. Where all is data? Data. All right, cool. So now, substitute, boom, data.
Yeah, well.
Then we're gonna switch this out to weekend. Bojan, thank you for the sub, sir. Weekend. Boom. So now it's gonna be we can. Oh no. We can. Instead of data, I want it to be we can. Putting that in the root directory, not advised. Let's not be like that. Okay, so this should be OPT for option. Then we will do a / weekend. That would be a little more standard and somewhat acceptable. I mean, I'm running as root anyways, so I really shouldn't really matter that much, but something inside me says, don't you dare. Don't you dare just put it in a generic data file or put it in the root. That is just like a sin against humanity. All right. P, and we're gonna go opt weekend. Boom. All right, so then we have that all created. We're good. Now we just got to make the Docker compose. So let's go move Docker compose. Got YAML. Do we need to move this? Probably. Let's just move it to opt weekend. What is an OPT, by the way? Okay. Yeah, okay. That's fine. We're setting up a board, essentially, to do all this. A Kanban board, but I kind of wanted it like public, so then people can see the roadmap / prioritization of different projects. And I feel like we could just do like a giant board that would be super cool. But maybe not. I don't know. Docker compose up D. For Docker compose, this should be a systemd service referencing. Well, actually, when you do the Docker compose, it should set it all up. Oh hell, let's just see. Let's give it a whirl. Docker compose up. We'll see if it auto launches. That's the thing where I'm like, I think I need to create a systemd service for the auto launch here. But maybe it depends on how the Docker file's set up. It could be okay. Hey, I have a question. Why did you change the bell style to visible in the bash prompt? It flashed me all the time. Being flashed sometimes is good. And being because I am quite new to Linux, I thought the GPU is broken or something like that. Cray, I'm not sure on that. What did I have the bell style? It's a good question. Response from Damon. Failed to create task container. Shim. OCI runtime create failed. Rock. Run C create failed. Unable to start container. Proc and root. Oh, it doesn't have access to proc because this is a VPS. Well, let's try D. No, that's not gonna work. Yeah. Since this is a VPS, we don't have access to proc, I don't believe. Now let's verify that. Understand why you want to disable the sound, but visual was not good. Are you using my Alacrity or Bash? What are you using? I don't think we're doing that. Right? Like, if we look, probably Alacrity is where that is. What do we got? For Bell, you said? I don't think I even set that. It's in the Bash RC? Really? Set bell style visible. Um, yeah, I disabled the bell. But you don't like... I hate the sound. Like, I'll never put the sound back. But why don't you just change that? I'm confused. It looks like in the logs, failed to ban, still bans me. Configure fail to ban properly. Fail to ban is actually... That's one. I wish they did a better job with the defaults on fail to ban, but essentially fail to ban doesn't do jack shit when you first install it. You gotta configure it properly. A lot of people don't configure fail to ban properly. Oh, you did it. Okay, you were just like, why did you do it that way? I guess I don't have that many errors to where it flashes at me. As you've seen, I've been in the terminal most of today's stream. I don't know. I just hate the bell. And if I really screw up, I don't mind the flash. But I don't really have that many errors, so it doesn't really bother me. Oh yeah. What did they say? Check your environment. Oh God. Can we not use Docker since we're in our Proxmox LSC? I think we are. Yeah. Don't have access to the Proxmox LXC host since this is a VPS. Yes, we cannot mount prox. Yeah. Uh-huh. Am I screwed? No, I can't request a VM. No, I can't. Avoid Docker. Run weekend directly. Install Mongo node and install it manually. Alright, well. I mean, it was cool. It's a good idea. Alright, let's just dump that in the trash. Do they have a manual install here? No, we're not going to have access to proc and a lot of other things, so that's why it's going to keep failing out. It's a VPS that I'm remoted into, so that's why. It's not that big a deal. Yeah. They're going to want something like that. Now, we could do it manually. If we look at, we can... So you can do a standalone without container. We would do probably this guy right here. But there is not anything there. Nope. Okay, so that does not. Instructions not there. Sad face. Let's go docs. Feel like we should just switch to another one. Switch to a different project. All for a hosted Kanban instance. At this point, it's like, dude, just pay for Notion. Or Obsidian, honestly. God, it's been a minute since I looked at Obsidian. Oh, let's go. Let's pull up Discord again. Let me pull up Rux. Well, let's pick a different project. All right, so you got Canboard with 9K. Planka. Real-time Kanban board for work groups. Canboard's probably what I'm leaning towards. Nextcloud I'm out on. I don't like Nextcloud that much. Just too much. Manage my damn life. I kind of like the name of that. Written in JavaScript. This one's written in PHP. This one's written in Elixir. Sticky. Java. Dart. Let's go here. The startup OS you've been missing. Oh, wow. That is totally going to blind you, okay? That's hilarious. Do they have a Kanban board? Book a demo. Oh, is this not free? Oh, no, it says self-hosting. Oh, this just came out, 1.0. Huh. Yeah, this kind of gives me, God, what was it? Was it Microsoft Project? I think it kind of gives me the Microsoft Project vibes. You guys remember that? I don't know if you ever had to deal with that in business. I remember it. It's been like 10 plus years since I've seen it, so. I don't think that's what I want, though. Yeah. MS Project, I swear it looks just like it. I could be completely off my kilter. Let's see. Is that still around? You luckily never had to use it. True. True, Dan. God, it just reminds me of it. Oh my God. Microsoft really doesn't like ad blocker. That's the whole website. All right, let's go Google image search. Oh God, yeah. So you had like the Excel view. You had that view. I'm a little off. But yeah. I just remember dealing with this for project management. I was like, this is awful. Does this really help anybody? I'm sure it does. But not me. Anywho. I don't know why this reminded me of that. Yeah, I kind of want like a canned board type setup instead of this. Maybe. Because there's not really any hard deadlines. So it's kind of like just to have like a working pile. So I more want prioritization. So I think canned board would probably be my go-to. Yeah. I think this would be better for just prioritization. Perplexity offered $35 billion for Chrome browser. God. That, just talk about an absolute shit show of corruption. Of all the monopolies the US government could go after, they go after the one where they don't make any money off of maintaining Chrome. Like, they do a pretty good job, Google does, of Chrome. And they're like, yeah, we're gonna need you to sell that. What? Of all the things, man. Money talks, bullshit walks. That's just the facts of life. Oh my god. It just hurts my brain thinking about how we're forcing Google Chrome to be sold. Talk about some mental gymnastics, but I guess when you factor in corruption, it's like, okay, well, that makes sense. They're all just a bunch of corrupt. Somebody got their palms greased, and that's why that became a thing. Sickening. Anyways, moving on. Let's talk about something better than that. Yeah. Google, Chrome's being sold off. They deemed it a monopoly. So they said, hey, Google, you have to sell Chrome. So the only people that have enough money to buy Chrome are other monopolies. So you have all these other companies jockeying to buy Chrome up so then they can control basically the internet we know. Because almost every browser is based on Chrome. So it's a mess, dude. It's a massive mess. That's what you get when you get a bunch of 70 and 80-year-old corrupt politicians running things. All they know is money and, hey, this guy flew me out to an island and we should probably do what they say. All of them. I think it's cute when people think, oh, well, my politician's not as corrupt as your politician. I'm like, uh-huh. All right, cool story, bro. Oh, what do we got? All right, web server. What web server? Are we using... We're definitely not using Apache. Probably Nginx, I would say. SQLite for the database. What other requirements we have? So you got SQLite, MySQL, MariaDB, Postgres. We'll probably just do SQLite for that. Compatible operating systems. We already are on Ubuntu, so we'll just use that. Web server. Yeah, you can use Apache and Nginx. They still support IIS. You'd have to be brain dead to use IIS. All right, PHP. All right. Pretty basic. So let's go to installation. All right, from the archive, we'll grab the source code, latest, and copy to a Kanban directory at your desired location, verify data, open in browser. Didn't really go into configuration though. So if you look, configuration, huh. Oh, that's like MySQL, SQLite. We'll just do a SQLite. I don't think we're going to need anything more than that. No LDAP settings. Oh, God. All right. It doesn't look too bad. let's go release version. I think we can actually just go latest tag on the, let's do that. All right, let's go GH repo clone. Oops. You know, let's just do a git. But specify I think it's, I can't remember for the latest. I think it's just latest, right? Just making sure. Yeah. That should be fine. No. Clone only latest. No, that's not right. If you only want the latest tagged release, not the latest commit, you can do depth1 branch. It seems excessive just to get the latest, right? The latest is just going to clone to the latest folder is what that is, but okay. I think we got it. So what we'll do, did I not copy? Copy. It messed up on the sed, I think. Yeah, let's see. Needs branch. Okay. Yes. Yeah, you could go depth 1 is the way to go. All I want to do is just grab the latest branch, though. So something like this should be fine. So take that and then just go Kanban. Now, I feel like we should just clone it, depth 1, check out, and then just go to the latest. It's just kind of funny. I was like, I thought that the AI could at least give me the latest branch or the latest tag name for the checkout, so then it would clone only that. That's the idea behind this. But yeah, as we see, not so good with that. Yeah, depth 1 just gets rid of the history, so you just get the latest commit, but I want the latest release. So what we're trying to do is a checkout of that latest tag. Let's try this. So if we look, you got a git clone, depth 1, branch, and then it's doing a git ls remote, grepping the version, and then just grabbing the last one that is in the list, and then replacing or substituting using sed to grab all of that. So then it would be able to grab the latest tag with this type of command. Okay. So now we're detached from the head. And if we look into Kanban, let's do Kanboard, you'll notice this should be the latest release tag. We can check the branch we're on. It says Git's head. That feels wrong. Not currently on any branch, but it should be. I'm pretty sure that's it. I should have just downloaded the source code and extracted it, but we should be on commit this SHA right here. Using that. So, anyways. Yeah, totally overcomplicating. No reason for this. You could just download the latest release. I was just like, I just feel like doing it that way because, I don't know, I like to make things hard. Anywho, let's go. Enough of that. Enough of that business. So, from the Kanban board, we have all of this. We have a make file. What's the install look like here? Okay. Let's go. If I was just shooting in the dark here. Okay, that's URL rewrite. Where's the configuration? I would imagine configuration would be config default.php. Usually that gets renamed to like config.php. Let's take a look at config default PHP. Make sure config.php. Okay, so yep. Data directory, data, log files, plugin API URL is fine. Mail from, replace me. We'll just make contact at christitus.com. Not that we're gonna actually add a mail service to this. Send mail. We could set up send mail, but we're not gonna. SQLite's fine. How are we doing authentication though? Obviously not LDAP. Huh. Okay. Just copy that, and then we just set it up. It looks like it just straight up uses PHP for everything, so should be relatively self-sufficient. I just don't know what the start of it will all be. All right, what are we using? Do we have a var? I don't think we actually have a mail server on, or a web server on here. Yeah, there's not Apache. What about Nginx? No. I guess I never did Apache or Nginx. All right. Yeah, this is just old school PHP. Yeah, this is straight up out of 2007. All right, well, if that's the case, Apache 2 it is. Let's go old school today. We're bringing it back. Oh god. All right. apt install SQ. Do we need Squill Light as well, since it's using that. And then of course, apt search. What's PHP's latest package, by the way? PHP star. Oh man, that's a lot. That's a lot of scrolling. Okay, let's just look on here. What dependencies we got? PHP 8. What is the latest PHP? Apt search PHP 8. Okay. 8.1. 8.2. I gotta remember this is Ubuntu, so we're running a little old. A little bit on the old side. Looks like PHP 8.1 if you're in jammy version of Ubuntu. Alright, 8.1's fine. Probably only minimal security flaws. Let's go. 8.1. You know, Ubuntu server's not bad. You know, as much as I like to shit on Ubuntu, I really do like Ubuntu server. It's not the worst. Oh, port 80 is gonna be bound already. That's okay. Let's go over to etc Apache. What ports we want to do? 8,000. Let's go enabled actually. What is enabled? Just the default, right? Oh, one too many. Oh. Boop. Feel like there should be like some kind of PHP stuff going on there, right? Shoot. Yeah, probably. Anywho. CTL. Let's try a start Apache too. Status Apache 2. Alright, cool. So that's technically working. Let's see if we got any love on this side. I kind of just shot from the hip on those requirements. Let's go bin. Let's go 8,000. Probably need to enable PHP. Yeah, we missed that, didn't we? Shoot, I don't even know. What mods do we have? PHP, what do you got? Proxy, PHP. I think you just do, isn't it just PHP? Jeez. A2. What is it? In mod PHP 8.1. Oh, it's already enabled. Yeah, so alright, 8.1's enabled already. So I guess it just didn't load for me. Why? Let's reboot. Can you do a local host 8000? Well, this isn't my PC. We're on a VPS right now. All right, I reloaded. Let's status Apache 2. We're good. Everything looks good. Started Apache server. Let's come back. Let's go start, restart. Bin 8000. Never set that up, did I? Well, if we look at CANboard. Oh, I'm such an idiot. It doesn't have any access, dude. Of course. HTML. Actually, chown ww. I think it's data, right? It's been a minute. It's been a minute since I set up something like this. All right. We probably should do this recursive. CANboard. Yeah, okay. Now it's good. Let's reload this bad boy, right? Probably need to restart the service to give it a kickstart too. Start Apache 2. Apache 2 restart. Is there any Apache 2 commands? Apache 2 CTL restart. Okay, let's retry that now. Yeah, it's a little bit nostalgic doing this as root. Man, no, not feeling that, is it? That's a good question. Is port 8000 available? Do we have UFW enabled? Chat for the win. Blah, blah, blah. Alrighty. Here we go. Reload. Apache 2 CTL restart. Give it life. Go. Yeah, sometimes you have to unlock the door before opening. Ooh, UFW reload maybe? Yeah, let's try that. Could do it. You have to restart UFW after changes? Oh, well. All right, here we go. One more. With feeling. All right, let's try Apache restart too. Restart. VPS could be firewall as well. Let me see. I don't think I usually do a VPS firewall. I gotta block you guys from that one though. It would be a little excessive if I did. Not to say I wouldn't though. Yeah, I changed the Apache conf to be 8000. All right, bin, there it is. Do I have a firewall? Dude, I did do another firewall here too. Damn, I just firewalled all this shit. That's hysterical. Yeah, I saw I had a VPS firewall on the front end. I had UFW on the server itself. And then we had it all set up like that. It was silly. I don't know why I did 3 different firewalls. Oh, I think I had an issue with this server, and then I locked it down. Anywho, we'll see if we have another issue. Wow, we have life. We have life. You do not have permission to access this resource. Now we going somewhere. All right, let's configure our Apache properly. Yes. Yes. All right. God, it's been so long. I can't remember the command. We're gonna Jippity this one. All right. Create Apache 2 conf file for PHP. Mod PHP is installed. Log file is not needed. I could probably do it, but this is what we're missing. Server name as well. All right. Oh no. Wrong button. All right, cool. There we go. Oh, God. Remind me to fix my NeoVim. The tab setup, dude. It's just a bit much is all. Whatever. It's sufficient. Apache 2, CTL reload. Boom. Ah, come on. Was there another restart I need to do? Dang it. What was it? Am I missing? No. We're good. We're good. All right. Internal PHP extension. PDO SQLite. Oh, we're missing SQLite. Search PHP grep SQLite, please. Ah, we're missing that. Apt install PHP SQLite 3, please. Yes.
Yeah, well.
Great. Thanks for the sub. Holy crap. Thank you so much for all those gifted subs, Cray. Whoa. Ah. All right, let's restart. Boom. Let's go. All right, now we need GD. This is so the wrong way of doing it. It's just like, let's instead of looking up how to install this, let's just let's just hack around and see what all the dependencies that fail. Whatever. I don't care. It's fun. It's been so long since I messed with Apache. All right. I think we're gonna have to do it. No, MB string too. Okay. You know, I think we can just go MB string. I'm pretty sure that's there. All right. DOM. Yep, let's grab that too. Just installing all the mods for for PHP. All right. Hey, we have it. All right. Oh, okay. Let's change the password. Let's go user management, right? Administrator. Password. All right. Let's just change this to. Oh, 1 second. Okay. I know. You just talked to yourself. You know what? It always happens to me. Oh man, I love it. All right, let's go. Public access. No. All right, so I think we have it installed. Old school PHP. We got these set up. What plugins do we have? All right. Not configured to install programs from the user interface. Okay. Lots and lots. And pretty looks like a pretty tenured project. Yeah. I got chat for you guys. You can tell me the password when I inevitably forget it. Because I know anytime I change it from 1, 2, 3, 4, things go downhill. All right. Let's go project. Let's create a new personal project. Or a new project. All right. This one's going to be... Let's start with when util. No task limit. Task limit. What? That's crazy. When util. It's optional. All right. Whatever. It'll probably make it that. All right, great. So then you got this. So then we create the project. Go to the board. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Perfect. Oh, I like it. Kind of wakes me up in the morning, right? Oh, 1 second. 1 second. And we're just gonna edit this just a hair. I kind of like how bright it is, though. Oh, well, let's not expose my... Dang it. Did I just expose all my... Son of a bitch. I did. Alright, well, that's what I get from clicking through. There we go. Let's not expose the API. Ah, okay. Let's get some dark mode going. We're going to go into... I feel like it should be here, right? Dark mode. I thought it would be here. But apparently not. So settings is no. Group manager. Maybe profile. I know I'm slacking. It's just what I do. Were GitHub projects not enough? Nah. I don't know what we were thinking here. What was, do we remember why we were doing this? I don't know how I got down this path. Because Cray brings up a very valid point. GitHub projects are kind of nice because all the issues are already there. Roadmap, that's right. Right. So I think we wanted just like a generalized roadmap instead of just having all the issues, because GitHub projects, there's just a ton of issues. Yes, and the GitHub CFO quit. No, CEO quit, LoJack, not the CFO. Yeah, I think he was the originator of GitHub that created it and then sold it to Microsoft. I don't know how many years ago he sold it to Microsoft, but quite a bit ago. You can do roadmap in GitHub projects too? Can you? Damn it. Really? Did I just do all of this for no reason whatsoever? Oh, I must demark email, be so evil. Oh, you got demark, DKIM. You got your SPF, MX records. What else you got? There's so much crap that goes into email nowadays. It's just like purposely convoluted so only Google can manage it. It's kind of funny. You did all this for the views and 20 subs. That's right. Thank you for reminding me. All right, cool. We're taking it offline. Goodbye. Bye-bye. Wait, why is it still up? I might come back to it. Oh. I just disabled it. My bad. Now it's offline. Goodbye. You are the weakest link. Yeah, I forgot the dash now. My bad. I don't know. For email, you know, I had this. God, I know how much Synology is just like in the shitter right now. It's kind of funny. But I remember, if we look, the Synology had something kind of wild here. And it was kind of a neat, I think it was Mail something. Mail Plus, that's right. So you can install like this Mail Plus, or it only gives you like 5 users, and then you have to pay for licenses. But I thought this is kind of interesting. Here, we'll install it. I want to open it up because it was a neat little interface. So let's say you wanted to host your own mail through Synology online. God bless, we're just going down all the rabbit holes today. I thought this was kind of a neat suite though. And if you're just like a one man band like me, this is doable. Yeah, I love Synology DSM, but God, this company sucks. In their packages and no real meaningful quality of life. Yeah. I mean, some of them are just straight up cat. The whole firmware with the hard drives, man. I just hate mentioning Synology because it's just like, oh, it's like just poisonous to the touch. It's like getting sponsored by like BetterHelp or Raid Shadow Legends. Or, God, what other shitty sponsors are there? Isn't there, like, some crazy, like... There's no, like, crypto sponsors for a while. That was kind of a dark time. But, what are some other terrible sponsors that people do? Oh, my God. It'd be great. War Thunder. War Thunder's not that bad. You either like the game or you don't like the game. I think Jay's 2 Cents still plays the hell out of War Thunder, which is hilarious. I never actually installed it and played it. Same with Raid. I just never liked phone games, though. There's never been a phone. You know, I did play the occasional Clash of Clans. Clash of Clans was awful. You're doing DMark now, so I know it's not working yet. Oh, here, we'll migrate my entire mail from Google, right? Be a fun video. Not. Oh, that's right. That's not War Thunder. That's World of Warships. Thank you. Thank you for the correction there, Rux. Alright, is it installed now? Yes. Yes, the Mail Plus. Boom. We have to re-authenticate? I don't think we have a user set up for this. Yeah, so let's kill this. Your login is invalid. Please try and sign in again. Really? Well, fine. Alright, let's go server. Alright, we're going to create a new mail system. Local users. Alright, I'll allow it. Domain name, let's say christitus.com. Sure. This is probably going to fail because I don't have all that set up for here. Yeah, Clash of Clans. The problem with Clash of Clans was you got to the like higher town hall levels, then it was like you play for like 2 or 3 minutes, and it's like, okay, wait 24 hours to play again. You're like, oh my god, this is awful. It was signing me out. Yeah, I think once you set up the server, we should be able to see it. It would have been much easier just to show you a screenshot online of this. But I was like, what? There's some other open source thing. Let's see, you didn't want to use Mail Plus. You can use some other ones. I just thought this was kind of a cool heads-up display from a server and relatively easy to set up. I would still do like mail bagging and do... Is MX Logic still around? You guys remember that? I don't know. I'm getting back into like really reminiscent. I guess I'm just feeling nostalgic today. First Apache, now MX Logic. Oh my god, McAfee bought him. Ugh. They don't even... What? MX Logic doesn't support it. Any of this? Okay. Huh. Okay, MX Logic did close. Okay, it closed in 2016. 9 years ago. Damn, I'm a little behind the times, guys. Oh god, what was my other one I used all the time? Spam Hero. Oh yes, it's still $5 a month. Oh my god. So you filter unlimited, it's a spam filtering service, and it does mail bagging. It's still $5 a month. That's insane. It was really good though. I loved Spam Hero. I still can't believe they haven't raised their rates. Bro. I was using this way back in the day. Ah, it warms my heart to see good services still around. And it's still privately owned. Yeah, buddy. Where's this thing at? Where are they located? Surprised they never got bought out. Where, oh where, Spam Hero? Where they're stationed? It doesn't really show. Anywho, that was pretty cool. They do mail bagging for this. Where's mail bagging? How long? What mail bagging is if your server goes offline. Yeah, 5 days. So your server can go offline for up to 5 days and it'll bag all your mail for you. And then as soon as your server comes back, it'll deliver it all. So then you never get like NDRs whenever your server, like, let's say you do an update and you got to take your server offline, it'll bag the mail. And then as soon as your server comes back online, it'll shoot it into your server. So then whoever's sending you mail doesn't get a bunch of NDRs. It was just a great tool. And I remember you could do just the $5 plan, and I think I set up several SMBs on it. So they were, one of them was like 20 or 30 users. Maybe 50 users was the top that I've ever tossed on it. But I've never actually had to go above this because it includes 25,000 emails. Is that in a month? Oh, they might have actually restricted this down more. 25,000 seems pretty restrictive, but maybe not. Yeah, for most businesses now, you probably would go standard for $9 because 200 meg size limit with the 100,000. This would probably be an actual business. For me, though, I'd probably just go with this one. Just the light. Anyhow, sorry. I'm having a trip. Oh, Male Cow. Male Cow's still going strong, I want to say. I just looked them up the other day. And they just had an update. A lot of the other open source tools that I used have gone the way of the dodo. But, oh man, Male Cow. Let's go webmail. What was the... When you go demos... What was the login for Male Cow? I can't remember. They have a FIDO2 now login. That's new. Probably just user. No. Login credentials. Oh, demo. Moohoo. Okay, there we go. Helps if you read. Moohoo. What's it look like now? Yeah, Male Cow. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Oh, man. That's cool. What do y'all think about Male Cow? I like that. It's kind of cool. And I want to say they have pretty good integration with any of the apps as well. So you can do IMAP, SMTP, POP3, and connect to all these as well. And you can also set two-factor, so you can do Yubico OTP. Oh man, that's pretty legit. I like it. Shout out to Male Cow. Dude, I need to try them. I like that. I could read my email in that. I don't want to do it, but I kind of want to do it. Anywho, Male Cow is open source, so you can go to town. It's pretty cool. And this one, God, why did I install this? What did I have? What was the license on this? Yeah, you get default 5 licenses. Okay, so that didn't change. And just for comparison, now, I think I need to set up a user though. Domain, Chris Titus, blah, blah, blah. If I was going to go client, yep. Security, where are you at? Yeah. So Titus is activated. It's normal. Okay, great. So we should be able to log in now. Okay. Well, never mind. One more setup. I can't remember what to do here. My business insurance went up because they want MFA for email access. Well, if I use Gmail or Office 365 or any other large hosted email platforms, they repeatedly get hacked and it goes down. It's true, Crash. The other thing I noticed with probably the two biggest is Google. Google owns, I think, 70% of the email market share, and I want to say Microsoft owns pretty much the last 25 to 30%. I mean, it's almost all Microsoft and Google owning almost all the email. Proton probably has like 1%, maybe. I don't really like Proton, but they're there, and they have a good amount of users. But Microsoft dominates the business realm. So everything I've noticed is just the enshittification of Microsoft Exchange specifically, because that's what I have to deal with at business. In businesses these days, everyone just uses O365. And the email there, they have slowly been removing feature after feature after feature. So like you want to search email for, like, let's say you get sued and you need to produce discovery in a case. It's like this stupid, like the defaults are like, hey, you can request it with a search and then come back in like an hour. It's awful. Absolutely awful. You're better off just replicating all of your O365 to like a local. Synology box actually has a really good discovery on that. I sound like a freaking Synology shill here, but it's true. It's just better than the hosted BS paid by the month bullshit. And Microsoft, man, they'll nickel and dime you on the e-discovery, and then they'll nickel and dime you on the auditing. Like, let's say, hey, I didn't get this email, and you need to start doing a message trace. You have basic message trace, but for advanced auditing, it's like another $5 a user. And then you have spam. Now, the spam used to be pretty decent, but now they have enhanced spam protection. Google's following the same trend as well. So the spam protection used to be pretty good on both services, but they've slowly degraded over time, and now they offer enhanced spam, which is essentially almost double the price from the standard plan. So I'm sitting here going, the cloud might have been a mistake. It might have been a mistake. So as much as some people are looking at what I'm doing right now with Mail Plus and with like Moo Cow, open source projects with email, guys, there's gonna come a time when they ask too much, when Google and Microsoft just simply is holding you ransom and they're not offering a good service anymore, and you need to take ownership about it back. I think the idea of cloud-based email is great. In practice, though, what I'm seeing is it's been this very slippery slope. And it started off amazing. You had all the features, cheap. It was great. But where we're headed is a pretty dystopian future when it comes to hosted email. And I just don't trust any company doing it. I just don't. To where I think a hosted solution, self-hosted, is doable and not bad these days. What about hosting solutions that provide private email like Namecheap? Oh, this is great. I love this question. So let's say Namecheap, register.com. Let's just target all the registers. There's a whole bunch of crappy ones like SiteGround and other, 1-in-1. They all have like their own hosting solutions. So you're hosting your own email. These are such scams. They're worse than Microsoft and Google, because what they're doing is they're usually leveraging like a really out of date open source project, and they do a just absolute ass job of administrating it, because administrating email is a very tough job, and most people are just incapable or incompetent in that. So no, it's bad. It's bad. All those are not great, and again, slippery slope, but even more so in that regard. So yeah, guys, it's just been bad on the email side. I think self-hosted is the doable solution if you have your own home lab, or you want to set up your own home lab and you have somewhat of a reliable one. Or I guess you could do a minimal VPS setup and then just have it hosted in a VPS and tie into it, which the VPS, there's attractiveness to that, because then, just like today when we were punching holes through the firewall in the VPS and we were pushing stuff to do that Kanban thing that we looked at, and I was like, yeah, this is kind of silly. To do that in a VPS would not probably be that expensive. You know, you're probably looking about $10, $15 a month. And I probably still would do like a Spam Hero type solution for the mail bagging. So you'd probably be looking $15 a month, but you'd pretty much have unlimited everything at that point. And we're in the dollar range of what you'd pay for all these other services, but you'd have complete control. You'd have a newer interface. You could do whatever the hell you wanted. It's not a bad way to go. Yeah, 90% of you just want to use free email to have it to register on multiple websites. Yeah, it's true. That's true. Can you trust your backup strategy? Gosh, yeah. I mean, when you get into the backup side of things, I'm trying to think of probably the best backup solution. So if I was gonna actually do this, all right, let's just buckle down and say, what are we gonna do? I feel like you'd have, let's just go. Oh, what was this? I don't know what I was doing here. Anyways, I think you'd have like Spam Hero here. Then you probably would go into like a VPS here. And then you'd probably have like your on-prem backup solution here. So it would look something like this. And yeah, I'd probably go like that. And this would be like spam. Map it out real fast. Spam Hero, $5. Mail bagging, spam. All the SPF, DKIM, DMARC would be handled here. And then here you could do like a VPS server. You probably get away with like a micro instance at you might be able to do $5, but let's say $10 just to be a little bit on the safe side, right? So I'd probably do like a VPS server there, and then backup DR disaster recovery on-site NAS, something like that. I feel would be probably be the way to go. So you probably would be looking like that for the actual server itself, where the meat and potatoes are. Yeah, all right, there we go. Yeah. Let's put this over here. God, love my Excel draw skills here. Just next level. Look out, Theo. I'd probably go like moo cow. What was that? Moo. Yeah, moo cow email. Something like moo cow email for open source. So Moocow email, open source, unlimited. So you can do pretty much these. This would scale pretty damn good. Like you could scale 20, 30 people on this type of setup for only $15 a month. And then it's pretty good. After an initial investment here. Male cow. I like moo cow, but male cow is sufficient. So you got male cow. Probably other things that would need to be hosted here. Man, I don't think there's really anything else, is there? I'm trying to think. So you could do, this has, just to break it down here. Let's, probably, yeah, let's just do a, yeah, okay. Ah, man, come on. All right, so this would come with webmail. You'd have 2FA, FIDO encrypt. And man, I cannot spell today. You'd have desktop clients, mobile apps. You can use Outlook or Outlook/mail. That would be sufficient. What else would you need? Yeah, MailCal does SMP, SMTP, POP, and also IMAP. The only thing you're really running on the thing is the MailCal. So this would be MailCal server, and the VPS wouldn't be getting hit very hard because everything is filtered from Spam Hero. The $5 with the spam, mail bagging, kind of handling like the SPF records and all that stuff, that's kind of like your gateway. So almost treat all this as internal. Okay, this is just a little ridiculous. Yeah, something like that. So the VPS would just be this. You'd have this as your gateway, so everything would come into here. You'd do your filtering, security, spam, then it would just get passed directly to the VPS server. I would probably put strict filters on the VPS server. Hey, only accept port 25 mail from Spam Hero servers. Those get pushed into here. Boom. VPS server gets copied. All the email would go ahead and get replicated over to on-site NAS. There's multiple different ways you could kind of skin that. I probably would just do a full-blown block-based backup of the VPS server so that I can just clone it into another service. So let's say the VPS server started screwing me and was like, oh, I'm going to charge you more money. Then you could just switch. You could go to, let's say AWS or GCP or Azure or whatever you're using, or DigitalOcean. There's a bunch of other cheap options, and you could easily just kind of take this server and move it around as you need. But when you do that, you'd have to update your records on Spam Hero. But that wouldn't be that bad because everything would be pointing to Spam Hero from your registrar. It's not bad. I think that's a solid setup, and kind of how I would approach it if I was doing it myself on the cheap. What about outbound direction? Probably would still filter that. Well, You could go directly out, but I probably would still filter that through Spam Hero. I like that gateway style setup for filtering. Yeah, so I mean, if you're interested in this, though, I mean, if you're a home labber or you have the resources to do it, it might be worth it. Why is it you don't like Proton Mail? It's just another hosted mail service. It's only a matter of time before they go, oh, prices are increasing. Oh, the features are getting less. Oh, this is happening. And, you know, if you are like, why? I guess the answer to the question is not what is it do you not like about it, is like, what is there to like about the service? It feels like the selling point of Proton Mail, the whole selling point of Proton Mail is it's not Microsoft and it's not Google. The service is worse, but it's not Microsoft or Google. That's the selling point. That's why people use Proton Mail. Is it a great mail service? No. But it's not Google or Microsoft. That's why people use it. And that's fine. You only get 500 megabytes? Bro. That's awful. God, that is just pathetically low. Yeah. So, I mean, it's hard. It's hard. When you pull up like a Gmail that you get for free, it's kind of funny. The service really hasn't changed much in years. Maybe some more advertisements and other crap. But, I mean, you can filter most of that out. It's insane that the whole damn thing's free. Still free. It's just a loss leader for them. But, yeah. But, I mean, if you care about your data, you have to self-host. Like, real talk. You're not secure trusting your data with any company. Companies talk a great game until shit hits the fan, and then you're screwed. Just facts, guys. Like, you can only rely on you. How good are you? You can't rely on any company. Don't do that. Don't be that naive. I've been around the block long enough to know if I care about data, then I need to take care of it. Because I'm going to do a better job than any company out there will. And that's just how it works, because you care more about your data than that company ever will. Well, at least most people, if it's something important. Oh my god, run your own POFIX, Dovecot, and a Raspberry Pi. Yeah, if you're gonna do something like this, you gotta remember you're gonna have tons of read and writes, and don't just put it on a Pi with like a crappy SD card. And I don't think you have the resources to actually back up your Pi if you're using a Pi as your main email. That's my main problem with this type of setup. Yeah, if you're going to do that, definitely an external SSD via USB. That's definitely the way to go, for sure. But yeah, setting your own limits, there's just so much to go here. So yes, there is something to it. Damn, 20 years. Nice big linter. That's longer than I would go, than I'd end up breaking myself. Yeah, full image weekly, do that. You could do it. What's the rolling your own email look like on YouTube, by the way? Let's say, let's go YouTube. Sorry, we got off on a complete tangent here. Rolling your own instance on mail instance. Pay no attention. I was apparently looking at wasting brain rotting on Saved by the Bell facts. Rolling your own mail instance. You should not host email. There's Luke. Oh, Luke still has some. Gmail's dumb. Host your own. Everyone else is like, probably shouldn't do this. Oh, here we go. Tony Teaches Tech. I've never heard of him. There we go. There's one. Not too much, actually. I thought we'd see some more home labbers in here, but apparently not. Yeah. Interesting. Not too much on that. Yeah. I'm just curious. Oh, it's a 7-hour video. Wow. Damn. We can cut that down considerably. Home labbers ain't where they were these days. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Like, most home labbers I've seen, like, I still talk to those guys, and they're cool. But a lot of it's just, like, very much in one niche where it's, like, 45 drives, ubiquity stuff, some really fancy-looking server setup. Or I've always been kind of like a MacGyver, so to speak, where I'm just like, hey, let me get some repurposed cheap shit I grabbed off of the curb. Or a buddy of mine did a bunch of data centers, and, you know, he just tossed me a giant, he gave me like a 42U rack. I ended up getting rid of it because it was just too big. But, yeah. Yeah, it's weird. YouTube has got worse on that front. But anyways, all right. Sonar. Yes. If you know, you know. All right. I don't think... Did we ever set up a user on this? Like, why didn't this work? Can we just activate? Apply? Okay. Yeah. So you activate it. Okay. And then you can open up this. Mail Plus. And I want to say... There should be... Sorry, I'm flashbanging y'all. So this was another one. All right, great. You have your Plus app or whatever. Start now. This was the look. Bam. So, as much as you like to shit on Synology, this was actually not a bad one. I actually rolled this for about a year, and just to try it out. Still using the same type of setup. I think the next one I would go with probably like a male cow type setup. I just thought this one was not that bad. The main reason I don't necessarily like this setup for me personally right now is I don't like exposing my ports through there. So because it's still residential where I'm at. I guess I could, but I don't know. I would like to probably use this box probably for a DR for just disaster recovery, and then I probably would use a VPS for the interface, mainly because it would make it much more accessible for, like, when I'm out and about, I want to check email. It would be kind of nice in that regard. I don't know. Just thinking out loud. But that was that one. And CAN board. My gosh. So there's a lot of different ones you could go. God bless, you're 2 hours in. How long is
Miserable. Like having to set up Dovecot manually, having to set up Postfix manually, Spam Assassin manually, RSpamD manually, and it takes all this stuff and it just does it for you. It's beautiful. It takes so many tools and just kind of wraps it up into a pretty bow. Self-hosted email is in and of itself a rabbit hole to hell by the definition of it, even if you do use MailCow. But MailCow takes it from a rabbit hole to hell that will cause you to be in a padded room to a rabbit hole to hell that will just kind of cause you to curse at your monitor for a few hours. So let's get started.
That is an accurate description of hosting email. God bless him. I love Lewis. That was such a great clip. Thank you. Thank you for that. That was the encapsulation. That was such a great highlight. Oh, to MailCow. Yeah, that's beautiful. So he goes through MailCow. He's using that. He's not a big fan of Nextcloud. Setting up Postmark for SMTP delay. Wow. Thermostat setup. Intro to security camera setup. Bro. God bless. He went hard. He went hard into the paint. So this is just Fudo. Okay, let me subscribe. I've never seen this before. Usually it just pops in my feed as talking head videos. Office Suite. What's he using? I'm gonna say only Office. What's the guess? What do we got?
Either on my phone or on my laptop when I connect in via OpenVPN so that you don't have to use Google Spreadsheets. I'll show you this. Look at how slow this is.
Is that Nextcloud?
Technically, it works. But if I show you how to use this, yeah, I could say I showed you how to use open source software to replace all Microsoft, Google, and Apple stuff. But you'd never use it. You'd view this video and never do it again. You'd go running back to Sundar Pichai, begging him to suck up as much of your data as possible to sell you to advertisers. Because it's better to have no privacy than to have no sanity. And this is the
series on how to do the video guide. That's a pretty good idea.
Open source software. This is Google Docs and Google Drive. Watch this. I didn't click on the window. Click on the window, get page down. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that. This flows right through.
Yeah.
This flows right through. This.
I'm getting only Office.
Now there are other programs available, and one of them is called CryptPad. So CryptPad is I like the developers and like their instance that they have on their website,
CryptPad.
Their cloud instance. If you pay for it, it's nice stuff. If you
have y'all ever heard of CryptPad?
want to self-host it, that's, again, to be clear, you're not paying at that point, so they have no obligation to make it easy for you, and they don't make it easy for you. So there's a Docker container, and if you download if you use their YAML file and you download the Docker container, they use the same config file for the one that you would want to build and install yourself versus their Docker container.
I love this comment. Damn, I'm on old YouTube Island right now, floating in an ocean of piss. Oh my god, take my like, sir. That is hilarious, but true.
Container. And one of the interesting things is that the configuration file is set up by default to listen on localhost rather than 0000. Now, if you're going to use something like
Linux documentation frustrations. Yeah.
I understand Linux. I know that just because it works. I took a break to have some food. Got some nice pesto sauce.
All right. Only on 8. Look at that.
But watch what happens when I open this file.
Let's see what we got.
So I'm going to put this right next to my Nextcloud instance and my Google instance. Let's get an idea of how this all
only Office.
So
I thought he would.
I'm going to open up this document in Google. I think that may actually have pasted in wrong, so I'm going to repaste it into Google so we can be fair. I'm going to open this up in Nextcloud, and I'm going to open it up in only Office so that we can see the difference between all three. So I'm going to convert this, save the file, copy in the original format. There we go. Come on. You can do it. Good little program. We're going to give it access for editing.
All right, let me link this in chat, by the way. This is just beautiful.
Okay. Already has that. So I can type. Okay, so we're gonna scroll through this. I'm gonna hit page down.
Yeah.
Look at this. Page up, page down, page up,
Yeah.
page
Only
down.
Office is where it's at.
And then I'm gonna scroll all like, let me just do this. So see how it scrolls from all the way from the top to all the way to
Use
the bottom, and I
Nextcloud
can
a little
slide.
bit.
And this also has images in it. Oh, and also those are PNG files that are like 2 megabytes each because I'm a moron that didn't actually compress them before putting it in here,
bro,
even though they're
what
like this
P?
small.
What P is-
Now let's go over PFSense. I mean, not PFSense. Let's go over Nextcloud. Now, Nextcloud, if you notice, this actually doesn't have the images in it. And it's like that's 2 seconds to load. Actually, it didn't even load. It loaded a frame. So that's a reference to an image, I think, that doesn't exist. But even though it's loading...
Yeah, I'm running the same thing. He's going through, like, this is such a great, like, everything he's set up here. Let's see, what do you go for VPN? Open VPN? I don't know, these days I'm kind of going to WireGuard instead of Open VPN. I don't know about y'all, but I kind of, Open VPN I use for decades. So it's tried and true, it does work. But I don't know, I kind of go WireGuard. He uses pfSense, pfBlocker NG. That's pretty good. These days, I just don't want to mess with it. So I just use Ubiquity. I just don't talk about it because I'm ashamed. Sold out. Sell out on that. Bridge and interfaces, yeah, he kind of goes through. VM setup, honestly, Proxmox, QEMU, if you're going to go that route, I really enjoy that. Mailcow he talked about. Self-hosted. Postmark, I went Spam Hero for the outgoing. Home Assistant I haven't really gotten into. I just don't have that much care on most of my home stuff. I really don't have that much automation in my house. I think I have a couple lights that I use, but nothing crazy. And then only Office. That's pretty cool. Very solid. Man, that's crazy. What other stuff does he have in here now? I'm kind of curious. Why is open source failing? Well, open source is as big as it's ever been. But also you got crypto. You guys have like all the crazy influence that comes into it. Do have big business definitely kind of making their way in. But you also have some just weirdos in open source too that you kind of have to deal with. Ladybird, I love them. I really hope they succeed. Okay, it's kind of all over the place. My God, his thumbnails are awful. That's interesting. All right. Yeah, part 2 is pretty lengthy too. I could imagine. Yeah. Yeah, WireGuard's a little bit better. I had an easier time setting it up, especially I think in Linux was a little bit easier as well. So that's kind of why I ended up going that way. I only have a Home Assistant for my ACs because Medea's app is absolute trash, and I don't want my ACs to have access to the internet. That's fair. I think the same could be said for those that use like washer dryer type setups. A lot of appliances are going on that. So Home Assistant can be nice for like sandboxing those out. You don't want to do it. I think, God, I saw, I think it was a post somewhere where someone tracked their usage, and I think it was an appliance that was sending over a gig of data every single day. I was like, that's insane. Absolute insanity. I have a problem with my Dream Pro. Once a week I need to restart because it comes quite slow, and only general home compliance is passing me. Need to figure out why. I'd probably start with just a complete reformat of it, clean it off, and then load a new config. If you've had it for quite some time, Joe, I've noticed with the Ubiquity stuff, once it upgrades and upgrades and upgrades and upgrades, I've noticed a little bit of slowdown myself. And I think probably about once every like 4 or 5 years, it's probably good just to completely factory reset it and then set it up manually instead of just doing an import. Yeah, so the gig of the day, it was just from appliance. They were just phoning home. That was actually external traffic. External, a gig external. That's insane. But that's why you would want to trap or sandbox some of this stuff in like Home Assistant, those types of things. Like Home Assistants can sometimes intercept those things and redirect them so you can still get some of the benefits without it going out to the internet. But I haven't used Home Assistant, so I can't really speak to it. Yeah, that's also a good one. Honestly, when it comes to any kind of networking equipment, usually I like especially Wi-Fi access points. All my Wi-Fi access points are set to restart every single week. Wi-Fi is just one of those things that's just good to restart every once in a while. So, but I mean, it's just good to know. I think Jeff Geerling actually did a video where he had to install the app to get his Bosch dishwasher to work. It was something stupid like that, and Jeff had to like troubleshoot it, and he finally got it all working. But it was like the most infuriating setup. I was like, oh my god, that's insane. Where I don't even want to upgrade my washer ever. I don't even want to go buy a new stuff like new cars and those types of things. A lot of times I'm just like, wild. But yeah, auto restart, definitely recommended. Just want dumb appliances. Like no one asked for smart appliances. There's not anything like the TVs, the smart TVs. They always end up getting slow as balls, and then they end up discontinuing all the apps after about 4 or 5 years, and then you're just stuck with this TV with all this crap on it that you don't want, and it's still phoning home and doing all that, but not giving you any benefit. So, yeah, I agree, Hit. I think a lot of IoT devices were just a complete mistake. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of stuff here. So when I look at this stuff, as outlandish it is to host your own email and some of these things we talk about when there's all these free options available, I think it's important to know it's good to support these projects even if you don't use them, because there's going to come a day where we need them. And it's best that they're still there, still kicking, still getting donations, because I just see the sliding slope of all these hosted services and cloud-based services, and it's just this vicious cycle where the products just keep getting worse and worse and worse, and it's just like that Darth Vader quote, you know, I've altered the deal, pray I don't alter it any further, and they just keep doing it. And it's important to know, it's important to have some ownership over all these things. I think it's really where the future is. So, you know, cloud-based services has been pushed on us over the past 10-15 years, and they were a great deal 10-15 years ago, and every year that's passed it seems like that deal has gotten worse. They've become less affordable. They've become it's kind of wild. At one time I think they were like a third of the costs. I remember when I first moved a client over to, I think it was O365, and the cost was $4 a user, and you had all these features, so much more storage than on-prem. Everything was great at $4, and this was 15 years ago. And I look at that and I'm like, God, now they're charging $20-$30 a user in many cases, or just have these weird schemes to just try and it's a bundled thing and get you in, and then you have less of everything and it works less. You have less features than what it was, and it's just wild to me how that's transpired, and we've been completely okay and complicit with it as just users. It just blows my damn mind. I love Tim. He's great. He's great. Oh man. But yeah. Whew. Did we ever get a roadmap? I don't think we ever did we? we should probably look at that. Because I had a projects up. Like, this was the old Windows utility development, which was a Kanban board. But you said you can do a roadmap in here, huh? So if we go new project, roadmap. Oh. Damn, that's pretty slick. Well, that's way better. Speaking of fantastic cloud, how long before GitHub goes downhill? Before Microsoft runs this one in the ground? Now that the founder and CEO of GitHub has stepped down, let's just take a moment to bask in this glory. This is the pinnacle. This is the peak. This is the best it's ever gonna get. What we see today. This is actually pretty good. I give it 5 years max. Yeah, I know. Goodness. Like, what are all the alternatives? Well, since we're on like an alternative day, God, I gotta rename this stream. Alternative game. So you got Codeberg, Git T. Spelled it wrong. So you have Git T, GitLab. Yeah, I never really liked GitLab. Why have I never really liked GitLab? Like, when I look at a GitLab repo, there's one right here. I don't know what this one was. What was I looking up? Hydron. I don't know. I never really enjoyed the layout of GitLab for some odd reason. Bitbucket. You know, I haven't seen Bitbucket in a minute. Like Bitbucket Solutions. Yeah. It's not bad. I just rarely see anybody use Bitbucket. I mean, you can always self-host Git as well. The thing about Git, like, that's the thing most people like. Oh, why are you using GitHub? It's owned by Microsoft. The thing about it is, it has all of the collaboration here. That's the cool thing about this. That's why I use it. You have all these different collaboration of people that pop in and contributors, and everyone has an account. So they've got all of these things, but I mean, I think the beauty of this is it could all just disappear tomorrow. I would like to think that all these developers could easily just pick up and go, I'm just going to take my repos, switch it from GitHub, push it over to like Git or Bitbucket, or roll your own and just say, hey, I'm just going to do it all on my website. We could easily do that. And I think everyone has those capabilities. It's just the collaboration and kind of organizing, hey, that mass exodus whenever it does end up going through. I don't know. Just my thought. Yeah, just straight up Git. Like, Git is amazing. Yeah, so I don't really see most people use Bitbucket. I see Codeberg actually quite a bit these days for some odd reason. Last couple years, I want to say, was it DWL that moved to Codeberg? What did they end up going on? DWL. What did they end up going to? Yeah, they migrated to Codeberg. That's what I thought. So this was a Codeberg repo, and I remember messing around with DWL, and I was like, oh, okay. So they ended up doing the migration. I thought that was kind of interesting. Yeah, River WM's also on Codeberg. They both moved. I'm pretty sure it's in his clause that he can't start a competing thing. And he got paid millions upon millions of dollars. So he's pretty much done with what he's already done. He's not looking to conquer that again. He exited it at the absolutely tippity top. And he's able to buy his own private island and just retire. Which is fine. But I always say this. The one thing I admire, love him or hate him about DHH, the founder of like Ruby on Rails, we just did a whole bunch of Omarchy streams. Love him or hate him, man, but he's been like the founder in the whole, like, what is it, 37 Signals is his company, but he has Basecamp, Rails, Omarchy now, but I think he does his own email. Hey, I've never looked at that, but he never sold his company. Like, I'm sure he got offered millions of dollars just to walk away, just be able to do his hobbies and then go home. And that's it. Like, he could just retire with as much money as he's made off of all these projects that he's done. And he never did. I think there's something to be said for that. That's a very, very rare thing. And you can tell he's just super passionate about it. That's why I love DHH. While I don't agree with him a lot, I think it's amazing in today's culture where it seems like every other big tech founder or startup that ends up kind of making it, you know, they join some kind of VC BS or some private equity bullshit, and then they get that exit. They were like, hey, I want to build it up in 4 or 5 years to something, and then they just exit. And then even if they made something absolutely amazing, they just flush it down the toilet for, well, I say flush it down the toilet, but essentially it is. They just get paid millions of dollars to flush it down the toilet and sell it off to some big tech place. And there's very rarely you run into someone that made the millions and then just said, nah, I'm just going to keep doing this. I think I like it. And my life would be kind of empty without it. But a lot of times what I see other founders do, you know, your John Carmacks of the world, your almost all the people that we've idolized growing up, almost all of them have sold out, man. They sold their baby for millions, you know, and you can't really fault them for selling them for millions. But then they're just like, I guess I'm going to go search for the next thing, and just kind of gave up on it. And not gave up, I mean sold it. Just straight up sold it for cold hard cash and to retire on their own little island. But very rarely do you run into that one that's just like, nah, this is mine. This is my baby. I'm not going to sell it. And I think that's cool. Oh, yeah. He is driving. Yeah, he is a race car driver. True. He uses his money, but he never sold his company, which I thought was kind of cool. Same fate as Skype. I mean, you take any other good tech company that has existed in the past 20 years. They're either Google, they're either a FANG company, right? Or they got acquired by a FANG company or some subsidiary or some VC or private equity. And then they just turn to ass. They're just awful. So that's like the thing. That's like what people do now. It's just, and I can't fault them for it. I can just sit here and bitch about it. Because it's just like, you know what? We deserve all the shitification we're getting. Because we're the ones, as the consumers, were... No, it's not really us consumers, I don't think, actually. I think it's just the structure of it. It just sickens me. When I look at it, the exit plan, and then you take it. But I can't really fault any of the people that took the exit plan. I don't think any of us can, because if we were given the same scenario where we created a company, we worked our butts off for like 5, 10, 15 years, and then someone walked up to us and said, hey, I'll give you $100 million so I can take your baby. What would you say? I'd like to say no and be like, no, I have some money and it's enough and I love doing this, so I'm going to just keep doing it. I'd love to think that I was that guy. But when I think about it, almost 99.9% of us would take the 100 million. You know? Yeah, everyone has a price. Almost everyone. Not everyone does, but almost everyone does. Oh God, yes. The PE scripts. This is amazing for setting up Proxmox. Actually, I think it's in my projects. Did I already have this in here? Oh, I think I was using a different one. Is that the same one? No, that's the same one, yeah. You just have a different view than me. Yeah, I had this actually favorited already. It's fantastic. Like, if you're going to run Proxmox, this will change your life. If you're running Proxmox without the VE helper scripts, what are you doing? You are doing yourself a massive disservice, because holy crap, this is just amazing. They even have a mail gateway, right? What's that? Yeah. Man, that's cool. I need to set up a Proxmox host again. Maybe we do that on the next one. Yeah. Oh, so good. All right, y'all. I think I'm going to shut it down for the day. That was I don't know what this stream was. I think it was just a nostalgia sysadmin stream is what we'll call it. I think we ended up testing a new feature. I ended up just breaking more things. So I'm going to roll that back. The roadmap. I don't know. I got to think about how to organize these things better. I think we just use a GitHub project, maybe. Oh, I'll have to think on that one some more too. And then, I don't know. I kind of want to roll a Proxmox host. Maybe for the next stream, we set up Proxmox. Roll our own independent thing back in the old server there. Back in, back up there in the old rack. But I could fit, I could probably fit a 1U up there. Toss a little micro box up there. Yeah, I think we can. Yeah, let's, I don't know if I can set that up before Thursday. Oh, well, I guess we'll find out on Thursday. You'll have to tune in to see. And that would be kind of fun. I think we'll do some of that. Get some good sleep. Yeah, you know, I've been sleeping pretty good. 7 hours, as best as you can when you get to my age. Ooh, 1U fan might be a little much. What about just like one of those micro PCs? I'll have to check to see if my wife is still using that one for gaming in the other room. She does like to do the occasional Steam gaming. I think I threw like Bazite or something on it. I think she was using it for like Devil May Cry or something. I'll check with her. I'll check with her on that. Yeah, I think it was a little B-Link. Not bad. Or mini forms. Got some ideas. You'll have to tune Thursday. I think I want to set up one just to have local, just to run. Or we could just do VPS stuff, but I kind of like having the Proxmox here. I don't know. I'll think on it. All right, y'all. Deuces. Dropping